How does the work of these individuals on influencer and the agenda of a podcaster, how does it affect an everyday working person? Because you don't ever take a look at what it actually does to the audience, because in your mind you can't measure it, but you've also never held a job to know the difference between what it used to be like to work at a McDonald's to what it's like today to work at McDonald's, with Charlemagne the God talking about DEI and his unfair existence of being famous. So tell me, Mel Robbins, about what it used to be like to hold a job before you created your podcast, with your self-righteous cheering every time you get a guest on your show like Oprah Winfrey, for a person who works at a grocery store who doesn't want fame of being a podcaster, but what they want in life is they want to do better, as in be the manager of the grocery store, because they are 25 years old or 35 years old. But Michael Oritz tells them that their dream is to be an influencer because he's showing off his sophisticated, unintelligent conversation based on brand and image, but he's never held a job in his life, and he's in a network of people that he learned how to lie, and then he just copied the same thing that Marie Forleo and Michael Chernow and Chris Brickley all were saying, and then they all have the ability to tell you they know everything when they know nothing about anything, because they've never held a real job and they don't have any people skills except for dealing with people that are just like them. And then they go on the podcast with Jessica Alba and Gronk and Nicole Lapin, and then they abuse the hell out of all of you while telling all of you that you're unworthy without telling you that you're unworthy, while telling you about the economy that they know beforehand of what to invest in. So Nicole Lapin can make more millions when she's already a millionaire, because her daddy was a millionaire who did the blood disease. He's a Jehovah's Witness. Nicole Lapin, tell everybody what you are involved in. Tell us how you can sleep at night knowing what you've done, Shonduras. How you all got together in a little group, Bethany Frankel and Brian Grazer and Charlie Jeter. How you all got in a little group and thought you were better than everybody else. However, you forgot who you were talking to, which is an audience. How you all got together and went to a white party with Michael Rubin, who used to go to a high school with normal people, or Tarek La Musa, who married Heather La Musa, who literally disrespect the audience. You all disrespect your audiences. You have no regard for your audiences, but you sure know how to be fake friendly. Not to mention, none of you do any research about anything, and you say the same thing over and over again. And then you act as if that's what you're supposed to do in a podcast, but it shows that you have no ability to get educated. And then you kind of just fart conversation back and forth, because baby Ariel doesn't really have a lot to say except for nodding her head and saying, okay. But for some reason, she's gone viral on the early days of, TikTok or something? When no one was interested in that, but the owner of the app said, well, I'm interested in that because she's sleazy, and I need sleazy to sell the app. So then Bob Safian said, yeah, I'll do it. I'll be a part of this corruption against the American people. The Whale Show definitely wanted to be part of this free ride uplift of catching the wave of his skin color, while he called himself the unequal servant when he was actually the one creating servants, or Ima Harari, or Anthony Fasone, or Damon Johnson, Henry or Gregory's Coffee, who's a Greek piece of crap, who literally is demonic. The fact that you think you're better than everybody else because you have money? Because you're living in New York City, the worst city in the frickin' world, Guy Kowalski? The mentality and the low education of all of you is absolutely incredible, Dr. Aliza. See, when Dr. Aliza decided to be a part of this group, it or his or her, I don't even know if it's a girl or a boy, your credibility went from 20 to, on a scale of 1 to 100, to 0. Think about this person, Dr. Aliza, who is rather be on a podcast than work a normal business, and then does podcasts with people like Seth Godin, and then they all circulate the same. It's like a celebrity, a musician who goes the trail of the cities, of going to the venues, but instead of venues, you're going from, Dr. Eliza's going from Henry to Chris Dixon to Mason Plumlee to Adam Brain to Tony Robbins to Oliver Luckett. And then Jason Calacanis is going from Dr. Eliza to Henry to Chris Dixon to Mason Plumlee to Adam Brain to Sally Lee. And then the doors close for the rest of you. And then you all get brainwashed into being kind so that Eric Wall can use kindness when you get angry at Eric Wall when he's narcissistic and egotistical. And so then he cries out, be kind and empathetic, when he's the one that's the narcissist and the egotistical one. But you're living in a weak space of vulnerability because you want to be part of the crew. However, that crew door is shut tight with a bolt because Mona Van's in charge of who's going viral on the platform, along with Chloe Flowers and Nicole Lapin and Mel Robbins. And if you're not nice to them the way that they want you to be nice to them, you don't go viral. And there's different little segments because the mothers are in a little system, and then this little group's in a little system, and then that group is in a little system, and you're all corrupt as shit, but none of you offer anything except for filth, perversion, seduction, and nastiness. And then none of you are actually saying anything, Ken Auletta or Grill Dads, worth listening to. Except for me. While you brag to my face about how much money you have, while you go to fancy parties with Chloe Flowers, while she blows out your eardrums, while you wear a white outfit again, while you smile in the same pose again, while you think you're living high on the hog again, when your career is literally in a standstill again. And nobody's willing to speak out. And then you all cry out that you're good people, but you're really, I just proved to you that you're all criminals. Never held a job in your life. No degree, no education, no experience, never opened a book in your life. And then you met Obama and you're just like, Charlamagne the God says, well, I'm going to have Jasmine Crockett on my podcast and that'll give me some buzz so I can day trade attention between me and Jasmine. While you try to disintegrate all of humanity so that you can win in life and the rest of us go to work at a job where we're literally bombarded by the people that walk Charlamagne the God or Michael Ortiz or Rob Master, where a 22-year-old tells me, by the way, I have many degrees. No, I do, you don't. Who tries to tell me how things are because Chloe Flowers told her something, but Chloe Flowers never held a job and gave that little child named Grace a false sense of security, a false sense of reality, and taught her how to bully people instead of being a good person. Because Nicole Lapin said money was everything. So then I get fired for speaking out because DEI of Charlamagne the God is more important than doing right by people. But you all lost your mind in what that actually means because Marie Forleo told you to be manifesting in your manifesting book while everybody goes bankrupt, including Marie Forleo, while she lives a dead-ass, boring-ass, idiotic life. If you ever have seen Marie Forleo speak, I literally get stunned every time I look at these people speak and think about the people that are like commenting in the comment section or the people that go in front of them and ask these questions. And I think, oh my fucking God, how fucking disgusting you all are. And you want to be viral? And that's what we're dealing with in the real world, folks. All ignorant, selfish, egotistical